So in today's video, I'm going to take you through how to increase the chances of success in a niche by niching down, what products to sell, and the tools I use to come up with the winning phrases. Now, if you don't know, I'm super strict on the supplies and tools I share with you and will only recommend those that I use personally to sell in my business and if you can personally benefit from them as well. Before we get into how to come up with the winning phrases, it is important you understand how to choose a niche with the best chance of success. With so many shiny objects and so many options available, it's really one of the toughest challenges we face when we're looking to get started. By following the process I'm about to share with you, you'll be able to start selling into almost any niche as long as it's targetable on Facebook. So the first thing to understand with print on demand is that the money is made from creating and uploading a lot of great designs. That's not to be confused with just uploading a lot of designs. You need to ensure that you've got great designs targeted to specific people and launch a lot. I've heard this likened to fishing. Starting broad is effectively casting a line into the ocean with no bait. Yes, you're in there and there's a chance you're going to catch something, most likely a cold because you'll be out there going hungry with nothing to show for your struggle. But if you know you're going out to catch marlin or snapper or any other type of fish, you're going to narrow down your chances of catching something. You'll have the right rod, the right gear, be in the right location, and most importantly, have the right bait. While you can have a lot of success by creating a lot of great designs with no real niche in mind, niching down is where you start to find the most success much faster. As you get more success, you can start selling into other niches and building out a much bigger offering for your store, aka a better catalog. Once you start to understand this concept, it makes it much easier to get your head around what I'm going to share with you shortly. A question I'm often asked is, how do you know if a niche is too saturated to warrant getting started in it? Making money in print on demand is made from creating and uploading a lot of great designs. It will not matter how saturated a niche is if you're coming up with unique angles with great designs that have never been seen before. So how do we find those niches? Let's get into it. At the top level, you want to focus on niches that have above average passion. A person's profession is always top of that list, but they aren't all made equally. For example, nurses, particularly with the pandemic, are hugely passionate about the profession and have been one of the most profitable niches in print on demand since the beginning. Other hugely passionate professions include the military, firefighters, the police service, truck drivers, and many more. Politics is also a very hot topic, and it seems the further we venture into the 21st century, the more polarizing it becomes. Unfortunately, unless you're living in the country you're targeting, which is most likely the USA, you cannot sell any politically related products on Facebook. For those of you in the States, this will always be an incredibly passionate and profitable niche to enter into. In terms of hobbies, as with any other niche, you want to make sure that it is big enough that you can scale into. In my free ebook that I will link to below, I'll share with you the biggest niches on Facebook. Hobbies are almost endless, and despite me offering you 1,000 plus niches in that ebook, once you start niching down further, that number explodes. The niches I always target are those that have a political element to them. Bikers, for instance, have always been classed as the outcasts of society and have an inbuilt notoriety about their hobby of choice. Not to mention, they absolutely love the bikes that they ride. Hunters are similar. Again, the more social media matures, the more anti-hunters and anti-meat eaters oppose hunting, which means that those who love it become even stronger in their beliefs about being allowed to do it. When you look at the niche list, either in the ebook or on storehacks.com, when you find a niche of interest, ask yourself these questions. Are there people in society that don't agree with this as a hobby? Or do the people in this niche hold strong beliefs and opinions about their hobby? If you can answer yes to these questions, then let's take a look at the next step of how we start to niche down and increase our chances of being successful. Once we've narrowed down the choice, the next step is not to target the niche as a whole, but to pull out the sub-niches inside. This is where we start stepping down and calling out specific people. If it's hunters, then sub-niches may include whitetail hunting, duck hunting, fox hunting, and so on. If it's a niche like truckers, you have all sorts of different drivers within, from flatbed drivers to cattle trucks, to concrete trucks, to long-haul truckers, and so on. If it's a profession like nursing, then you would be targeting registered nurses or nurse students, pediatric nurses, trauma nurses, and so on. An example of what this might look like on a shirt is, some people call me a registered nurse, but I'm really a rescue ninja. It's the good example. Here's another, night nurse, keeping them alive till 7:25. For truckers, here's a great example of how you will niche down. Long-haul truck driver by day, super mum by night, this woman never stops. This particular hoodie is a great example of niching down even further. Not only is it targeting long-haul drivers, it's starting to target women. Why this particular shirt has a greater chance of success is it's pulling in the gender aspect. Trucking as a profession is predominantly male, and as such, the women that are driving will be much more passionate about their profession. Not to mention the fact that the merchant here is targeting another sub-niche within this, which is being a mother. Here's another sub-niche angle. Texas trucker, in it for the long haul, 1 mile at a time. While the phrase is good, the design certainly needs some work. One of the key components of great design is the font being easily read. That goes for the style of font and how big it is, paying particular attention to the key components of the phrase. That brings me to how to create designs that someone wants to purchase. Until you break into a niche, you need to keep as simple as possible. That goes for any product you're selling with POD, whether it be shirts, blankets, mugs, canvas, or anything else. Simple means big white block font on a dark background, typically black when it's shirts, and making sure the moneymaker, which is the punchline to the phrase, is easily read. What you want to ensure is that when someone is scrolling the newsfeed, any extra time trying to work out what your fancy cursive fonts say or trying to see through all the fancy design embellishment is extra possibility for your potential customer to just scroll on past. Our attention spans are getting smaller. It's no wonder why this design style continues to be the most effective when breaking into a new niche. To show you why it's important to make it clear, let's take a look at some bestsellers around the place. This particular shirt, Weekend Forecast, Camping with a Chance of Drinking, has sold thousands. You can see in our dashboard that it was consistently selling a few hundred shirts a week. If we jump over to Gear Bubble bestsellers, here you will see how well simple designs sell. Gear Bubble is one of the best places to use for research when finding new ideas. It's full of ideas that you can test for your own niches. There are hundreds of pages of products that show you what I mean about keeping your design simple and easily read. Sorting Social is a paid tool, super cheap, and we pay under $10 a month for this particular tool, and it shows insight into the engagement within Pinterest. There are a number of other spy tools you can use to find inspiration as well, however they all come with a subscription fee. My go-to when I'm finding products has always been Google Images. The more creative in your query, the more chance you have of finding something unique that other sellers haven't found yet. Uniqueness is key. By finding funny or meaningful shirts in other niches is one way of creating something new that hasn't been seen before. Blending of phrases is another. Remember, in order to have consistent success in print on demand, the money is made from creating and uploading a lot of great designs. A great way of ensuring your output is high is creating a Google Sheet that allows you to blend ideas that you find. I've not seen anybody else do it like this, but this sheet allows me to supercharge my weekly output of phrases, ensuring that we are consistent in our launch process. At the end of the day, the key to your success is making sure you are fishing with the right bait in the right location and uploading to your store or platform. Consistency, uniqueness, and creating great designs is how you will become a POD master. So that's it for today's video. I hope it's been helpful. Make sure you download my free ebook, 1000 plus untapped and profitable niches, so you can have the best chance of finding success. If you guys have any questions at all, make sure you leave them in the comments below with any suggestions of what other videos you'd like to see from me in the future. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Thank you.